This week, we've reported from the front lines of this country's opioid epidemic. We told you how the soaring price of Naloxone, the drug that reverses overdoses from heroin or prescription painkillers, may keep it out of the hands of first responders and others who need it the most. And we looked at some of the reasons companies say prices have risen. Tonight, Meg Tirrell looks at what can be done in the final part of our Drug Price Crisis series.
For Dan Big, it was the death of a friend that prompted his work around a life-saving drug.
We had talked about Naloxone as an agent to use, but John's death was the reason we started using it.
Big's friend, John Zeiler, died 2 decades ago of a heroin overdose. Since then, Big has worked with the organization they founded together, the Chicago Recovery Alliance.
We have reached over 72,000 people with OD prevention and Naloxone, and we now have over 8,000 reports of peer reversal using it.
He and his team, funded from private donations and the city of Chicago, can be found each day of the week in a different neighborhood of the city.
People see this truck and they know that they can come here for help, getting anything from clean syringes to a test for hepatitis C or HIV to a flu shot, and this, which contains 3 syringes and 3 vials of Naloxone, which could save 3 lives.
As deaths from heroin overdose have overtaken those from gun homicides in this country, federal and state governments have worked to increase Naloxone distribution.
Did we give you a script yesterday for the Narcan?
I think this is more manipulation by the pharmaceutical industry, really to profit, from the epidemic as it exists.
The drug makers say they price the drugs responsibly and that the increases are due to manufacturing, market dynamics, and patient assistance. Still, researchers say solutions are needed. Some include bulk purchasing of Naloxone, similar to how governments buy vaccines, contracting with companies to produce less costly versions, and importing Naloxone from other countries where it's cheaper. Others, like Dan Big, say Naloxone shouldn't require a prescription at all.
You go into a Walgreens or something, you can see a dozen different saline sprays for your nose, and they're all under $10. That's what the Naloxone market should look like, in my opinion.
Some major pharmacies already make Naloxone available without a prescription through special programs. An over-the-counter version, the same way we buy Advil, would require a different regulatory pathway. The FDA says it's supportive of the idea of an over-the-counter Naloxone, but that would require a manufacturer to pursue regulatory approval. Public health experts say making Naloxone more available is only a small part of the solution to this country's opioid epidemic.
We have to save someone's life right now, because if we don't save their life today, there's no chance for a better tomorrow. That said, Naloxone isn't the answer, because once the person is saved, they still have a disease.
A new bill providing $1 billion in funding was just signed into law, primarily focused on increasing access to substance abuse disorder treatment.
Addiction is a chronic brain disease, and yet the Surgeon General's recent report found that only 1 in 10 patients with the disease of addiction can get the help that they need. And what other disease would we find that to be acceptable? Imagine if I said only 1 in 10 patients who have cancer can get chemotherapy.
It's an urgent problem with much more work to be done. For Nightly Business Report, I'm Meg Tirrell.